Sean Donohue, CEO of Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, joins us live now from the sidelines of the summit. Mr. Donohue, thanks for joining us. Now, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, the second busiest airport in America. How's the post-COVID outlook looking for air travel with the busy holiday season just around the corner?
Well, greetings from Riyadh and the WTTC summit, and thanks for the opportunity to give you an update. We are fortunate at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport that we have fully recovered. We are back to 2019 levels, and actually we are now the second busiest airport in the world as the recovery has happened much faster. Texas and the Dallas-Fort Worth area is one of the fastest growing economies in the U.S., and that has enabled the airport to recover faster than many other airports in the U.S.
Well, speaking of the economy, paint us a picture of how international travel is ranking against domestic travel in the U.S. How optimistic are you when it comes to an uptick in tourism dollars in the new year?
I'm actually quite optimistic. In the city of Dallas, there are more hotel rooms under construction than any other city in the United States. And when I look at international travel, we welcome about 15,000 international customers every day at DFW. And the traffic recovery to Latin and South America has been tremendous. We are now seeing very, very strong traffic levels to Europe and the Middle East. And the one area that has not fully recovered is Asia. But I'm optimistic that as we get into 2024 and 2025, in that period, we will start to see Asia travel recover as well.
Are business travelers one of the most profitable segments of the business for airlines? Are they anywhere near pre-pandemic levels, though?
It depends. Domestically, within the U.S., business travel is back to about 80%. It's a lower level on international. But what's been fascinating is leisure travel has actually grown to a level that we have never seen before. And there's a blending now of leisure and business travel. As more and more people work remotely, they're turning a leisure trip into a business trip and vice versa. So in terms of aviation, the airlines are doing quite well, the hotels are doing well, and the airports are doing well, especially in the U.S. as we go through this process of travel changing. But the good news overall, and we're talking about it here at WTTC, is customers are willing to spend and invest on the experience of travel, the spirit of travel. And from that perspective, I'm very optimistic.
Mr. Johnny, who's saying all that, though, the rising cost of living is also putting wages pressures on airlines. There were acute shortages of pilots and crew when airlines were trying to ramp up capacity in the summer. Are U.S. airlines past this hump, though?
I believe so. We just finished one of the busiest travel holiday periods in the U.S. called Thanksgiving. And the entire aviation system, the airlines, the airports, our federal partners, our business partners, had a very, very strong week of travel, very few cancellations, very few delays. And I believe everyone's learned some lessons, some painful lessons from the summer, when airlines did have more delays and cancellations. Everyone was prepared, and I believe they did a great job taking care of customers during this Thanksgiving period. And the outlook for the end of the year holidays is positive as well.
Well, let's look at the U.S. dollar, because the strength of the U.S. dollar is also putting pressure on airlines' fragile balance sheets, isn't it? Where do you see ticket prices in the coming year in light of also these higher jet fuel costs?
Well, I've been in aviation for 40 years, and I have never seen anything like what we're seeing today in terms of the pricing power of airlines. It's actually extraordinary. And while their unit costs are going up because of fuel, to your point, their unit revenues are growing at a much higher rate. And the big question is, How long will that last? And we are looking at recessionary data throughout the world that typically does put pressure on pricing. But as I talk to the airline CEOs and they look out certainly into 2023, they are very bullish on their pricing power and their pricing results. So I would say that 2023 is going to be another very strong year for the airline industry and therefore for the airports as well.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. We've been speaking there with Sean Donohue, CEO of Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.